All right. I am on. I'm going to find my notes. I should have tagged them, but I didn't. It's probably the only thing I'm not crazy about on this notebook. And it's my own fault because I'm literally taking notes just willy-nilly randomly. But I really love that I can take them, scan them, and I can have the scan sent wherever I want it to go. And I've got like Google Docs. Like today I did financial report for Casey, sent it straight to Joseph. It was great. I'll get there eventually. And I don't move them fast enough. That's one thing I need to do tomorrow. Oh, good, I do have it. Here it is, right where my hand was sitting that whole time. I was actually working on several text messages today while I was doing like Allison's leadership training. So I was kind of flipping back and forth, and I put a little paper clip in there. I'm gonna have to get more paper clips so I can probably divide it up. I may get some tabs. Anyway, so I wanted to write myself a note, and I don't know what I want to write on. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, having technical difficulties.
I second that.
Well, I'm having technical difficulties and other things that I can't discuss on here with this being recorded.
That's fair. I know Patty's not going to make it tonight. I hadn't really heard from anybody else. Actually, I guess I could check my Bisley and see if he may message me. I don't figure they did.
Well, this is the first one I can make since, things are not calming down, but calming down. In a sense.
Good. Calm is good.
Again, there's way more to it that came out today that I can't discuss on here.
Okay.
We can talk later, but yeah. It was an interesting day.
Okay, Allison's asking about replays, so.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna put notes in here about.
And then, oh, I know what that conversation is about. So I'm going to open that. Okay, so tonight I've been trying to do like a recap. I've been trying to do Tuesday training calls. Christina and I used to do Tuesday at
Perfect book.
Cute.
Perfect book for this.
Yes. We had our usual call on Tuesdays, and they were scheduled, but they weren't consistent. And we've been communicating more on Marco Polo, so we can kind of have more of a as it happens conversation.
With who?
My host team pastor.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I can attend the Tuesday training calls. So that's kind of what I decided it would be a good place to do our content for these conversations, jumping off point anyway. So last week, this week, and next week are all about getting back, refocusing on the catalog and ways to sell different categories. So last week we talked about warmers and wax, and this week it was on the clean laundry and body lines. And there were two things that Sarah brought up. Sarah Walker is one of the home office training staff members. I don't remember her official title. I should probably find that out. But she coordinates the Tuesday training calls, and Tuesday is for all consultants. They're live at 11 Central, and then within 48 hours, they have them posted to the workstation in the training center. Excuse me. And that's her thing. She did say, and I didn't go print them out but I didn't know they existed, so I definitely wanted to bring them up. But when it comes to marketing, um, there's two really good documents apparently on the workstation, or I'm assuming they're really good. I'm trusting Cincy on that one. But one is a personal branding guide, and I think that's the official name of it. And it's a worksheet so that you can go through and kind of create your brand. Like, obviously, Cincy's brand is the purple and the green and the stars and all of that stuff. But it's also a good idea because, you are your business. So it's a good idea to have some personal element to that too, that represents who you are as a person. It's part of the whole people buy from who they know, like, and trust. It's part of making you memorable. It's part of making, giving your customers some sticky culture, that sort of thing. Like, we do Disney colors. We were doing Disney colors before we were even selling Disney products. And I'm trying to develop that personal brand a little bit more into the whole work at home life. But one step at a time. And this really, I think the branding guide kind of focuses on like picking colors and that kind of thing. But it also helps you keep it consistent, simple, and being authentically you. That's the key for, just about any level of business. But in branding, I'm seeing people making like fancy logos, and they're paying to get animated, and they're getting really fancy about it. Just remember, you don't have to do that. It can literally be as simple as, your favorite color and some symbol that means something to you. Morgan, I remember, is turquoise and arrows. And it's one of those things that when it kind of sticks with you, and you can continue to use that to build your brand as a person. And maybe you develop that into who you want, what you want to represent with the rest of the world in your business. The other thing, there is a train. I don't know if it's I'm assuming these are in the training center. You can probably field search them, and find them from Cincy Success. But it's called Writing for Social Media, and it's tips for wording and ways to use social media to your advantage as a, when you're sharing. We don't sell, that's part of the next thing too, but when you're sharing stuff on social media, good wording to use, wording that's not so good to use, that kind of thing. And one of the things I jotted down really quickly is, we've talked in the past about, you don't want to be all Cincy, because if you're all Cincy, it always comes across as being salesy and pushy, and that's not what you want to represent, because that's going to turn a lot of people off. It's your page. Obviously, they know you sell Cincy. You want that to be part of who you are, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be all that you post on there, because you're a lot more than just your Cincy business. And they actually had it broken down to being 30% personal, 40% purpose, and 30% promotion. I thought those were really interesting percentages.
What was those again? 30% what?
30% personal or personalized. So if you're doing, like, if it's a VIP page or a business page, or a VIP group or a business page, it might be all Cincy because you've invited people into your world, into your storefront. That's a good place to be fully Cincy, but you still want to make it personalized. So
yeah, and I follow Jilly Sue, and she said even on her Cincy VIP, it's not always Cincy. Sometimes it's because her brand is cozy. Sometimes it's just she found this new cozy pillow that goes with her house decor, and because that's her brand is cozy decor.
Yeah.
So even though it's your Cincy page, and like, I'm pregnant, so I've posted stuff about the baby and stuff like that.
Right. So you're still going to have personal stuff on there, and or personalized. So maybe, personalized is, a picture of your computer with your mini, or you spraying your beds before you make them in the morning with Cincy Fresh, or, you doing laundry or washing the dog or whatever. Anyway, and then 40% purpose, and then 30% promotion. Way back in the day, we followed the trend then was jab, 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 right cross. And it's a book. I cannot remember the name of the guy. I know his last name starts with a Z, and he likes to use the F word. That was why I quit following him, because it was like he never had a post that didn't use it. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. But it was jab, 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 right cross was the name of the book. And it was a marketing book, and it was like value, 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 request. Value, 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 request, or personal, 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 request, business. So that was kind of the mantra that we were using several years ago. But again, I didn't actually get around to finding those on Workstation and printing them, but they were recommendations from Sarah to help you develop your own personal marketing brand. And it's not one of those things that you need to go and just do all of the things in, but it's just something to be keeping in mind as your business is growing, as you want to set yourself apart from the rest of the world or from other consultants, or you're just wanting to make it more personal, maybe more business-like, or designing maybe business cards, or if you're, one of the things I've done over the years is using ribbons to tie up orders. So I try to get ribbons that are all the red, black, and yellow of Disney colors, because that was kind of our thing. We decided that like literally the spring before we were even launching our Disney line, which was kind of funny. And it can go a lot deeper than just the colors, obviously. Like we said, like Morgan pointed out, Jilly Sue's doing this cozy decor. I was trying to think if I know anybody else's, but I don't know anybody else's off the top of my head. But so our presenter today for Tuesday Call was Dawn Edmondson. She's a star director from North Carolina. And she was kind of thrown in with just a couple of days notice, so it kind of went off topic. And I was also trying to get ready because I had another meeting at noon, so I had to run out a couple of times. But I still think the basics, it's kind of the same thing as you would with any of our product line. But one of the cool things about Clean Laundry and Body is that it's literally products that everybody uses. Everybody, we hope, cleans their house, washes their clothes, and takes care of their own skin. Body wash, lotion, that kind of stuff. The thing that we have to help sway them toward Scentsy instead of other brands is what value does it provide. It's good at what it does. So our cleaning products and our laundry products are good, quality products, and they smell amazing. Everything always comes back to that smell. The body line, it's really good stuff. Because it is a little bit more expensive, this is just a really weird little, there are certain times that I will use a cheaper lotion, or I did, I don't anymore. And I noticed that my skin would dry out so much faster. Like if I head to toe with the body cream when I get out of my shower, and when I would get back in the shower the next day, I could, not in a gross way, but as the water would get on me, I could feel it, my skin was soft, and I could kind of feel the lotion still being on my skin. But when I use these other lotions, and they weren't all off brands, like I didn't experience that. My skin wasn't as hydrated as it was with Scentsy body cream. And those are the kind of stories that are important to tell. It's about personal experience. We talked last week about warmers and wax. What's the key to getting people to like what we offer, the flagship product? It smells better and it lasts longer. I don't know that from personal experience because I've never used anything other than Scentsy wax. But I can talk about the safety features, which was what drew me to the product in the first place. So your personal experiences with clean, like we were talking about, If you use Scentsy Fresh when you make the beds, if you use any of the laundry stuff when you do laundry, sharing your personal experiences. Why do you like our laundry liquid? Why do you like washer whiffs? Why do you like counter clean or the bathroom cleaner or the all-purpose cleaner? People are going to buy from who they know, like, and trust. It's going to get ingrained in there at some point in time. And part of that is knowing that not only do you represent it and you're asking them to buy, but you actually use it yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean that you use it exclusively. That's fine. You know, I own a couple of candles. They usually only come out when the power's out, but I do own them. But I don't necessarily advertise the fact that I own them. You know what I mean? So using personal experiences is definitely key. Always sharing, not selling. And we talk a lot about that. And just, you know, think about your experience of sharing versus selling. What do you think of when you think of selling? I think of car salesmen or furniture salesmen. Those stores that you go into or you hate going into, or those places you hate going to buy things because somebody's stalking you when you walk in the door, or they're harassing you, or they're asking you all of these questions, or there's this pressure to buy. Nobody likes that. As opposed to what is sharing. When I think of sharing, I think of a lot of Super Bowl commercials. They're telling a story to get you to remember their product. Sometimes it's really poignant. Sometimes it's really funny. Sometimes it makes you want to cry. Sometimes it makes you angry. Sometimes you remember the product just because the commercial is just flat out stupid. Bless you. Bless you. So that's the difference in sharing versus selling. You're sharing stories. You're sharing ideas, as opposed to just saying, this is pretty, don't you want to buy it? Dawn talked about social media. We all know we all use it. Stories are a really big deal and get a lot of attention. They build your algorithm, which is always important where social media is concerned. And if you don't know much about stories, just hop on Facebook or Instagram and look at them. That gives you a little bit better idea of what they are and maybe how to use them. There's I follow some people just for ideas. There's some people I follow their stories and I literally watch their stories every day. Just because it's that voyeurism. You want to know what's going on in their life, but they have genuine things to offer. One of the ones I follow is Brittany Clapp. She is a superstar director, but I don't follow her for anything Scentsy. When it gets to Scentsy stuff, I'm like tapping it because that's not what I'm interested in. I'm wanting to see what her kids and her foster babies are up to. You know,
I follow Jilly Sue. She does the Target dollar shop. She has Amazon specials that she posts on her story. She's doing a lot of health stuff right now, which a lot of stuff she's doing I can't do, but things like that. I'm like, oh, tap Scentsy stuff. But she'll post like new home decor that she got at like the dollar spot at Target, stuff like that. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yes, it's a lot more personal. It's a lot less. It feels a lot less planned. And it's really more off the cuff. It's not sitting down and doing an unboxing. It's me sitting down and having my cup of coffee, or my cat being silly, or my kids being silly or cute or frustrated, or it's not curated like some of the other social media stuff that you find, and people are drawn to it. And it's short snippets, and like we're talking about, if it's something you don't want to see, you can tap on the right and get through the slides you don't want to see. Amy Mark Charles is somebody else that I follow that I've been watching a lot of lately because her and JP have been working on their garden. But I did also find out from Dawn that there is a app. I'll probably look into it. I'm probably not going to pay for one just yet, but I don't know that it costs or anything, but it's called Story Swag. And apparently it helps you make your story pictures cuter. I don't know. Because you can do video, or you can do still, or you can do just words. The words aren't as much of an attention getter as videos and pictures, but you can do both. And that is a key place for putting, a great place for putting personal usage stuff. So going back to that personal experience. Then when she started kind of going off rail with the with the topic at hand, she started talking about tote parties. One of her big things has always been tote parties. She's been doing them for 8 years. And a tote party is a great opportunity to give hosts, potential customers, an opportunity to try before you buy. I don't know if I have one sitting here. Yeah, I do. So for a while, I use this in a tote party. It's one of our hand creams. I literally put a label on there that says tester. You could use a Sharpie marker and write it on there. I just like playing with my label maker. But you want to encourage them to use it. Yeah, here, use it. And it's again, it's not about going out and buying all of the things so you can feel this tote party. It's like the next time you have host rewards, oh, I've got a half off. I'm going to pay $3-4 and get something that I can use to benefit my business, whether you're, sampling like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, or you're using it in these tote parties. But give them the things to try. I did the last tote party I did before COVID, I guess. No, it was last fall that I did one to a very trusted person in a medical environment. But I gave them a wall fan to try. I said, here, I just thought y'all might want to try this. I know a lot of y'all are about the wax, but here, try it. Plug it in your office. And I probably would have had a lot larger party if it wasn't smack dab in the middle of when we had so many pods on back order. I probably would have had a $400 or $500 party just off of pods and wall fans alone. So getting the things in their hands, yes, it's in there, please use it. And you can do that. Scentsy Fresh is really good because everybody, has couches and chairs and curtains. Well, I don't have curtains, but yeah, I do. There's a couple of rooms with curtains. But they have, upholstery that they can't throw in the washing machine. Hopefully they have a bed and they have sheets and they have blankets that they can spray that on. Not everybody loves cleaning, but our Counter Clean is a really bomb diggity product. And I love our dish soap. So giving, you purchasing those using host rewards and giving those in tote parties, or even doing a borrow bag if somebody doesn't want to share it, let them borrow, even if it's a small amount. If you want to do samples, if you don't want to do full size product, figure out a way to do samples. We talked about prices of samples in the consultant store a couple of weeks ago. They're there. It's also an option. And then the other thing that she talked about with that, if you are using samples, obviously if you're doing a borrow bag or a tote party, you're going to know who's got it and you're going to follow up with them. It's just as important to do the same thing if you're handing out samples. If you make a whole bunch of dish soap samples, I don't think we talked about this when we talked about samples, but there's these really thin, skinny little sponges that you can get. And there are people, or even just the really cheap, thicker sponges from dollar store, and they're cutting them up into smaller pieces. You don't want to get it so small that you can't use it, but they're putting a couple of drops of the dish soap in there, setting it overnight, kind of letting the soap really soak in, putting that in a zip bag and handing that out as a sample, saying, here, wash a couple of dishes with this. Or, if they've got, for me, the dish soap works super good on stuck on stuff. I think it's got some enzymes or something in it, but it works amazingly well with that tough to get off. So eggs, cheese, anything burnt on or baked in. I can set it and forget it with the hot water and Scentsy dish soap, and it works like a charm. But if you're handing out samples, make sure you know where you're giving them out. And if it's random, that you're getting some sort of contact information so that you can follow up with me. Y'all know I do my Whiff of the Month Club. This is my list of people who got the Whiff of the Month Club. And I literally sent them all a text message today. And I got 3 orders from it so far. 3 or 4. So the follow-up is the key. All right, so that was the Tuesday training thing. The other thing I was going to talk about, double check my memory. The booking blitz. So I did a booking blitz last week in Allison's group. There were some really phenomenal results. I was not one of them. I did do it, but I got derailed in the middle of it. I did my first 10 and something happened and I didn't finish. Anyway, that was a me thing. But there's a couple, I will post these in the group tomorrow too. But there's one that's a tracker. So like up here, you're writing in who all you're calling. And then down here, you're writing down what you book. And then this was the one we used last week. And it's literally just a spreadsheet kind of thing, where it's a list of people, how you communicated and what their answer was. And the answer is important because I had a couple of people tell me not right now. So that will be important for me like a couple of months down the road to follow up with them. But everybody not everybody, when we did the polls week before last, the top training request was about recruiting and how to do parties. And it's sales. I have not always been the strongest party with the host person, but I'm always doing parties. I'm always doing something to try to get people engaged. And one of the things I know is parties, they're not the be all and end all, because there are consultants at a very high level that have like never done parties. They do other things. But if you are looking to grow your customer base so that your monthly sales are as easy as possible to get, and or you're looking to grow your team, it goes back to meeting more people. And the fastest way to meet more people is to have the people who are already buying from you introduce you to new people. And you do that through parties. People don't like the word party, so we will discuss that a little bit more tomorrow and Thursday as well. I've been calling mine scent events. I know some people call them scent sessions or scent sessions. You can do them via text message. You can do them on Facebook groups, Facebook events. You can hand out pouch parties if people are getting more comfortable with that, as we're getting more toward normalcy. And some people are going back to doing things that they did way back in 2019, like baseball games and, I should say sports games and sports practices, and going to church, going to work, interacting more with people. You may have some people who are willing to take a pouch. Do whatever you're comfortable with in there. If you're not comfortable doing it, then 100% don't do it. You can, if you want to get some scents under people's noses, then mail a handful of samples. It costs you 50 cents. Or 51 cents, I think is the new rate. But I know parties have been one of those things that I've been really wanting to do for a while. And it's hard because people don't necessarily want to do it. And, it's really up to us to be like, okay, this is easy. I'm going to make it as easy as I can for you. And really all a host needs to do is bring you the people. And then from there, it's up to you to do the rest. Some people find that more difficult than others. And that's where host coaching comes in. But we're going to start with a booking blitz because that's the first step. Once we have parties booked, then we'll talk about how to do them, what to do with them. We'll talk about host coaching. So right now, all you need to be doing to get ready for Thursday is to just be thinking about the people you're going to talk to about doing something. You're going to think of maybe what you want to call it. You want to think about how you're going to offer it. Are you going to offer pouch parties? Are you only going to do Facebook? Are you only going to do text message? Are you going to open it up and do whatever you want to? And be thinking about your availability. And that kind of plays into that other question as well. You know, if you have a lot of travel coming up for, you know, work like Morgan might possibly have, yay. Or, you know, if you got family stuff going on, or like Patty goes back and forth to St. Louis quite a bit, make sure you know what your availability is and plan your partying around that. Take your calendar out, write down all the things you got going on, all the things any significant others have got going on, any of the things your kids have going on. You know, we've gone from cross country season to basketball season, and now we're in track season. So I've got to be mindful of when Aiden has practice, or when he has meets, when he has youth group at church, and obviously needs rides home and rides to, and all of those things. So your family and your life comes first, and then you figure out the rest in between. And that may mean that you need to drop a party off with somebody. That may mean that you need to schedule, do a Facebook group so you can schedule the post. That may mean that you have to do some work on the front end. Like you're going to take the rest of this week to design your party, and then you can't start one until Monday, and that's totally fine. But know some dates that you have available, and that's all there is to it at this point. Just making the list and know what your availability is and what style you're willing to do. And it's not going to be like this high pressure kind of thing. It's really just a, you know, mostly, if y'all are like me, it's text messages. It's not phone calls. Let's be real. But it's also not about just posting on social media. Hey, I'm in the middle of a booking blitz with my team. Who wants to book a party? No, I want you to have names. I want you to have contact information, and I want you to be sending personal messages to people. I did mine based on a questionnaire I had sent out to my customers. The ones that replied that they might be interested in earning for free, those were the ones I reached out to. And you can do some of that prep work if you want to, but it really is personal messages. And then, like I said, we talked about the party is a great step to meeting more people. The more people you meet, the greater your customer base grows. And it also gives you opportunity. The more your customer base grows, the more people you meet, the more chances you have to possibly talk to people about joining as well. Stomp the Zero Challenge. I am going to post the thread tomorrow. I wasn't going to do a thread, but I don't think people really just want to toot their own horn. So I'm going to have an announcement thread on there for people to say that they've got stomped their zero. I'm looking right now. Because we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people who have PRV this month. So that's cool. No new recruits yet, but 2 more people, and we've reached the first level of Stomping the Zero Challenge. And that was really it. Do you have any questions, Morgan?
No, sorry. I'm working and listening and notes. And
that's fine. That's usually what I do. I still haven't listened to the director call, so if there is anybody looking for top selling products for March, I haven't posted that yet because I haven't watched it yet.
I'm working on what I'm gonna do to actually revamp my business since nowhere near close to what I was doing this time last year. But I also have a lot of things that are different now.
Right. And that's fair. And I think those evolutions are good. They're good for you to keep the fire burning as a consultant. And they're good because, I mean, sometimes you get bored with it. And if you're bored with it, you don't bring the same energy to your team and to your customers.
Right.
I don't know if y'all can see, I bought these giant eggs on Oriental Trading last year, but they didn't come in time for Easter.
Are you gonna do the ones with the stuff in it?
Yeah. I'm going to have
I saw
different
that.
ones. I'm going to have one that's got like a buddy clip in it. I mean, I'm going to do the crinkle paper and probably get some Easter candy kind of thing in it too. And, but I'm going to do one that's like a teen version and do like the mini. It's, you know, I'm going to kind of do them and, you know, there's not
Age groups.
Yes. But it would also be good for, you know, just being stuck at home or the home office, whatever.
Right.
You know, I'm going to do
So
car
we're doing a
kits.
booking blitz on Thursday?
Huh?
Are we doing a booking blitz on Thursday? Is that what I heard?
Yes. The booking blitz will be on Thursday. I will probably go live at noon. Just kind of to start the ball rolling. We'll do the whole ding when you get a booking kind of thing. I will stay on live, so if anybody's got questions, I'm going to be doing the same thing myself. Or if anybody wants to share wording and we want to work together on wording. But I know that's not a good time for everybody, so I'm probably going to leave it like open until, you know, noon on Friday for people to shout out however many they got, or, you know, you're going to send messages and it's going to be a while before you hear back or whatever. Just kind of a 24-hour challenge. When I did the one last week, like I didn't actually get anything booked. But I'm like, you know, this would be a really good thing to do every week. Just one day, set aside an hour and sit down and message 10 or 15 people. If you want to go way more than that, then that's fine. But, you know, if you haven't asked anybody at all this week, 10 to 15 is a big deal.
Yep.
And if you do 10 to 15 every week over a month, you know, it's 40 to 60 people.
Yep.
I like your shirt.
Thanks. One of my many friends that have boutiques. It's about to not fit soon, so it'll be packed in my other small clothes.
Yes.
So, you know, I lost 40 pounds and then got pregnant because that's how it works.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Yep.
Yeah, I finally got down to my pre-pregnancy weight. Took me 5 years and then I got pregnant.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I have this that I need to send you now,
Okay.
by the way, because I just found all that after unpacking for a week.
Right.
So got that filled out. Still not done unpacking.
I can't imagine. And it actually crossed my mind earlier. I guess it was late last week. I was like, Morgan hadn't sent me that. I was like, she's unpacking and moving and no. And pregnant and working and it's, yeah.
Yeah, I think I found it yesterday at like 10 or 11. And I'm like, I had 2 calls today. I'm like, it'll get done. It'll get done. I still have like 10 of these that I haven't sent out last month.
I got all of those out. I haven't done my PWS ones because I was waiting for something to come in. But yeah, this is mine with Allison. It's a whole book. And I forgot to send it.
You have to do a book now?
It should be a book. It's not literally. Let's see how many pages. 1, 2, 3. 2 pages front and back, and then another page. I mean, I don't have to, but I mean, it's the front of it's
We'll
just
stick with this one.
the front of it's just it's kind of, I mean, it's very similar. That one's just a lot more succinct. So the front is just literally, you know, PRV, number of parties, you know, active frontline, club subscribers, what book are you reading? Because she's always about personal growth challenges. And then she has a growth challenge in the group. And this month is about tracking. So there's actually a little tracker thing down at the bottom for checking off that you tracked your numbers. And then there's another one's like success to me. Look, sorry, I've got a sore on my tongue and I'm talking funky. Success to me this month would look like, you fill that out. Any business projects, that part's kind of like at the end of the month. If you have projects that you're working on, like if you're working on a new follow-up system or anything like that, then you can mark those as done or in progress or you shoved off. Encouragement and truth for yourself or something you're willing to share. And then dream team list, potential host and shopping links, and daily tasks and developing habits. And then it's, how am I growing? Grow is her word this month, apparently. Growing personally, professionally, things to start, things to stop, and things to continue. And this one kills me. Am I enabling or equipping myself and my team? How so? And does anything need to change? Who am I intentionally investing in? And what is most important this month? And then it's a month in review.
We might switch to that, you know, if I like promote this year like I should.
I mean, we did January and February. This is the first month it's been because she didn't work most of January and February.
Right.
So this is the month we're really kind of getting into it. And yeah, yesterday she does a Monday check-in and she's like, if you haven't sent me your stuff, it's crap. Because, you know, if you
I'll let you do that one for a few months first.
If you send it in and do the things, then she sends you goodies. Because she's doing a cheerleader thing. We both got the idea from somebody else, which is really funny. And I can't remember now who we got it from. But these are her cheerleader pins.
I'm still upset. I never got my patches from her.
Crazy.
Yeah. Never got them.
And, you know, that came with a postcard. And then we had a book last month, which is Beach Money. I haven't read it. I bet I haven't read that in 10 years. And then she sent me a belated gift for my 10-year. The necklace.
That's cute.
Beautifully broken.
But yeah, I want to get some kind of, I don't know what I want to get to put the patches and pins on. Because I have my book that I put all the monthly mailers in. And then like my 10,000 and all those.
Right.
But I want to get some kind of like fabric piece or something. Yeah. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Some people are doing, you know, back in the day we had the letter boards, like what are they called? French letter boards that are poofy and covered in fabric, and they got the ribbon.
And they have the
I think some people have done that. Some people just been using a cork board.
But with the iron-ons, with the little green iron-on stars, that's why I'm like, I kind of want to get essentially something similar to like a Girl Scout sash. Is kind of what I'm thinking. But I don't know. But then I'm like, okay, it's green. I have to find something that my OCD won't bug me, that those are green and this is, it's like, I was thinking, okay, maybe arrows because that's my thing. I'm like, yeah, no, that would bug me. Because it would be like super not matchy and I couldn't hang it up because then I'd see it. And then it would irritate me. I'm like, so I have to figure out something. I don't know.
I got my, I don't even know where it's at. No, it's over here. My tote bag it's canvas, so it's really sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking it's something I can use, like if we ever have events again, that it can actually be my tote bag for events. But I use it for, well, I've been making Joseph take all my mailers to the post office because he's been picking up the kids. But sometimes, you know how it is. You have 50, 60 things to mail. It's so much easier.
I still use my bag I got with my join kit.
Yes, y'all got that cool black bag.
4 years ago.
Yes.
Monday, this coming Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, 4 years on Monday. Anyways, I still use that because it's the insulated big black bag. That's what I used to do all my mailers. I could put them on that.
You could?
I didn't even think about that.
I think I paid like $5 for that at Hobby Lobby. And at some point, I will probably do a vinyl or something that I can put on it. Because it doesn't scream Scentsy. But
right.
I kind of want to brand that somehow. Or I may do a vinyl. It's Pratt Scent Biz or something.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know. My OCD is going to sit here and think about it until I find the thing, and then I'll be happy.
I thought about a denim jacket. Jerry Spry, I think she was the one that inspired Allison to start them. And she has a denim jacket that she's got hers on.
See, I don't think I would do that, though.
Yeah, it's not me.
Exactly. I'm like, an eclectic person? Yeah, okay. That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm an OCD person.
And I thought about lanyards because I thought about getting everybody a lanyard to do theirs on. It's like, not everybody's going to want to do lanyards. And it's going to fill up.
I mean, you should have made them purple, so then they'd go with my purple. But it goes with the green thing, which I understand. But I'm like, purple, I could have really done that because then I could have done my teal and purple and it had been just fine and my OCD wouldn't be bugging me. That's just who I am.
Yep.
So, I don't know. And it's something to think about and not think about everything else.
I get that.
So, we'll see. One day at a time.
Do you need to talk?
Not tonight.
Okay. I was going to say, I can stop recording. That's not.
No, not tonight.
All right.
I will. I'm just not ready at this point.
That's all right.
I'm finally active for the month.
Woohoo!
Been dragging my feet. I will be when it updates.
I am having a crappy month. I mean, I don't remember the last time I was this far behind. But I have been getting a fraud order every single day for almost a month.
What?
Yes. Like, I had 2 at the end of January, didn't think that much about it. And then, or as middle to end of January, I had 2. And then it started almost 3 weeks ago. And I had like 6 or 7 of them in a week. Because a couple of days I had 2. And I'm like, what the crap? And I ended up sending Chuck an email. And I said, dude, I don't know what to do about this. I'm about ready to cancel my PWS. And that was on a Thursday. And I went up to help us weekend prep at church. And I get a call and I'm like, Boise, I don't know anybody in Boise. Oh, wait. That might be home office, and it was. But he had gotten the email and talked to consultant support and had Anna call me and brainstorming some things. So for right now, when I get a PWS order, it won't go past posted until I tell it can go past posted. And I literally have to contact consultant support and say, it's okay to release this one. This is my customer. Or it's okay to release this one. I reached out to them and they replied. Or I have to reach out and say, yeah, this is another fraud. And if it's somebody that I haven't already worked with, then I have to explain what I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
Or occasionally I will get an email from compliance before I do any of that of them saying, yeah, these two look like they're fraud. We're going to go ahead and cancel those for you. Which I wish they were coming from anywhere other than compliance. Because when I first get them, I'm like, oh, what did I do this time?
Right.
Crap. What did I post?
What did I mess up that I have to delete that I might lose my business for?
Yeah. But it's the same woman. It's like, can I just get your personal number and I can just email you back and forth all this stuff instead of having to go? Because every time you go through support, it creates a ticket and you get the email to have to do the consultant survey. And I'm like, it's not a big deal, but, you know, it's probably 30 minutes to an hour out of my week, out of my day.
Right. It's like I just do them all at the end of the day, set a 30-minute time frame.
Right. Well, I mean, after, because when I messaged Chuck, there were two that I hadn't got in touch with support fast enough, and they went to print it and they shipped. And I'm like, so it was really stressful. It's like, as soon as I get it, I've got to send a text message and, you know, give this person some amount of time to maybe contact me. Because, you know, that's what support will ask. Did you reach out to them?
Right.
And then I would have to remember to go back and before the end of the day and say, yeah, this one, I didn't hear back. It looks, you know, nothing matches. It's weird addresses, whatever. Because I didn't want it to go to printed and shipped. So that was why they put she called it, I don't remember what she called it, but it's basically a block. They won't go past posted until I say it's okay. So that's been kind of nice though, because it kind of took a little bit of the pressure off. So like I got one late Monday morning, but Joseph and I gone up to build a wall for photo ops at church. And so we were just hanging out because we don't get much chance to do that anymore between him working and me working and kids. So
right.
He was like, oh, I don't have to scramble to get that taken care of. It's not going to go anywhere. And then late, not really late last night, but at some point last night, I had an email from compliance saying, yeah, this order number is doesn't look right. We're canceling that one.
Just see, I'm officially having a girl.
I did not.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Did the gender reveal Saturday night, which I created a special group because he was freaking out about it. So, oh well.
Girls, girls, girls.
Yeah, I'm just hoping she's not girly. I don't know if I can do girly.
Riley's not girly.
I'm not girly, but the luck is that I'm going to have a girly girl because I don't know how to be girly.
One of the things I love to do is brush hair, and she hates me brushing her hair. But also one of the things I absolutely can't do is braid and do hair, and I don't have to, so it breaks even.
Yeah, whatever works.
She's starting to get a little more girly. The last year we played with Barbies quite a bit, but she still loves her animals. She likes to pretend she's a wolf. I probably could have gone with more girly, but then I think about it, and I wasn't super girly when I was her age either, so.
Yeah. I don't know what girly means.
I see pictures of Rosa, and almost every picture she's got a bow in her hair.
Yeah, no. Not doing that either. My brother's already deciding what sports that she's allowed to play.
Okay.
Because the uncle's the most important part of a baby's life.
I was about to
The
say,
mom
he
means
is super
nothing.
excited.
Yes. The mom means nothing. The uncle. Like, yeah, because, I don't have to, birth the child. After that, you don't matter. Okay.
Built-in
Good to know.
babysitter, you're good.
Yeah, he won't change diapers though. He already told us that.
That was the other thing Aiden said when we told him we were pregnant. He says, I'm not changing dirty diapers.
That's pretty much what this one said. Like, whatever, dude. Yes. But I mean, I'm going to tell her what sports she can play. I'm like, you don't tell them what they can do. Yep, I'm going to tell